Welcome to this webinar brought to you by Bursa Malaysia and managed by our company LifeChamp. Today, our webinar's title is Chart Pattern Analysis. So welcome to this session. My name is Shane Chu. I'm the moderator for this session. So today, our speaker is going to share with us how do we forecast prices using chart patterns and how do we make informed trading decisions by reading chart patterns effectively. But before we begin, we have a very special guest who come to grace our event today, and she is none other than Ms. Bama Gobalu, from a case manager from CDRAG, to tell us about CDRAG. So good morning, Bama. How are you today?
Yeah, good morning, Shane. I'm good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm well.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. So let me stop sharing my screen and hand over the control to you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, we are looking at the presenter view now.
Oh, give me a second. Let me see.
Sure. So the session for CDRAG is about 10 minutes. So before we go to the chart pattern analysis, all right. So if you're in early, so you're coming in for a special treat. Yes, perfect. Now you're seeing your entire screen.
With the presenter view, eh?
Yes, correct. That's correct. So this is the right setting.
Oh, right setting.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Shane, for the introduction, and good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank LifeChamp for the brief introduction and Bursa for providing CDRAG an opportunity to address you today as part of the Bursa Marketplace Investor Education Series. My name is Bama and I'm one of the case manager at CDRAG. I would like to take this opportunity to explain in detail about CDRAG and its vital role in capital market investors, right? So CDRAG's stands for Securities Industry Dispute Resolution Center, and it is an independent and impartial body that helps resolve capital market dispute through mediation and adjudication. It is set up by Securities Commission to act as a dispute resolution body for monetary claims made by individual investors or sole proprietors against members of CDRAG in relation to any dealings or transaction involving capital market services and products. When we talk about capital market services and products, it's actually referring to your investment in securities like shares, bonds, warrants, unit trusts, fund management, derivative, and private retirement schemes, right? And we are a component of the investor protection infrastructure in capital market. And CDRAGs act as an alternate dispute resolution avenue to resolve financial dispute without going to court in Malaysia. Our process is to resolve dispute is informal, and we ensure that the parties are adequately supported through the process. Many of the investors, including ourselves earlier, think that the only solution when we face with monetary claims or monetary losses with their agents, or fund managers, or brokers, or banks, is to file a claim in court. So we didn't realize that there are alternate dispute resolution avenues to resolve the disputes. So for your information, ADR is another redress mechanism for consumer protection in Malaysia, and the investors in Malaysia can seek help in addressing their financial dispute by approaching CDRAG. Okay, CDRAG's resolution services is a free service for investors with dispute involving claims up to 250,000, and it is called a mandatory scheme in our terms of reference. And CDRAG also accept dispute involving claims above 250,000, where both parties agree to use SIDRAC services under a scheme called voluntary scheme. Okay, it will be a reasonable sum will be imposed for a voluntary scheme, right? And to talk about what SIDRAC benefits the investors in terms of this dispute resolution process is that we are one-stop center that handles capital market related disputes, as I informed earlier, and it contributes towards the enhancement of investor protection. And we also enhance the investors' understanding of market and their responsibilities for their investment. We are independent and impartial body resolving the capital market related dispute with expert knowledge and experiences. And to talk about who can make the claim with SIDRAC, right? It is, you have to see, if you see on the screen, these are the criteria that you need to fulfill in order to file a claim with SIDRAC. Okay, first, you need to be an individual investor or a sole proprietor. Okay, and the claim must be against the member of SIDRAC. Who are the member of SIDRAC? You can look at our website. We have the list of members registered under SIDRAC. We have around 200 members right now. So it should be against the member of SIDRAC in order to file a claim against. And it should be, as I informed, it should be involved capital market products and also monetary claim, right? And the claimant, okay, whoever come to SIDRAC must lodge a complaint to the members first to resolve the matter first. Okay, in the event the members did not reply you or the reply by the member is not up to your satisfaction, you can come to file a complaint, file a claim to SIDRAC. So these are the criteria that you need to fulfill in order to file a claim to SIDRAC against the member. All right. So as I said, these are the things that the dispute between individual investor or sole proprietor and capital market intermediaries who are SIDRAC's members involving securities, derivative, private retirement scheme, fund management, and unit trust. Okay. So how can you lodge a complaint? You can anytime walk into our office. We are here to assist you. Or if you have facilities to browse online, you can go to our website and download the claim form, fill it up, or either you scan or take photos of the completed document and send it to us. You can send to by coming to our office, or you can email to our info@sidrac.com.my. Later I'll show you the address. I'll send it to you. And once you have submitted the claim form, a case manager will be assigned to attend your case, and the case manager will contact you accordingly. Right? To talk about a dispute resolution process. Okay, how is the process about? Okay, first, as I informed earlier, the claimant or the client has to lodge a complaint to the member first. Okay, the members have 90 days to resolve a complaint through their internal complaint management system. All right, and they have to give you a final reply within the 90 days. And in their final reply, they will have to mention that SIDRAC as an avenue to pursue redress if there is dissatisfaction by the client, right? Where the member has attempted to resolve the complaint and has issued its final reply on the matter, the eligible claimant may, if dissatisfied with a final reply, they may refer to SIDRAC within 180 days from the date of receipt of the member's final reply. Okay. And the moment the case was filed with SIDRAC, we will have a process to attend the case. So first stage will be a case management where we will assess the eligibility and merits of the claim, right? And we will also look into the documents that have submitted, and we'll send queries to both parties, the members and the claimant, to understand in detail about their concern. And we'll try to resolve the dispute at an early stage before we go for mediation and adjudication. So in a case, after case management, we'll have a mediation process. Mediation process is actually we will appoint a mediator, mainly to facilitate communication between the member and the claimant and encourage open and constructive discussion between both of them. And if the parties mutually agree on the terms of settlement, then the mediation will be successfully done and the case will be closed. If let's say the parties could not reach an amicable settlement, so we have to call for an adjudication. Adjudication is similar like a court process where the adjudicator will hear the case and the parties will do their submission of case. Okay, and adjudicator will make the final decision and give award based on fair and reasonable manner, considering, of course, the facts of the case, supporting evidence, applicable laws, good industry practice, guidelines, and judicial precedent. So these are the process, the dispute resolution processes that we will go through, right? And if you have, finally, if you have any question or queries to ask us, you can anytime walk into our office, or you can send your claims and inquiries via email info@sidrac.com.my, or you can call us at 03-2282-2280, or you can find us on the social media for any inquiries, right? That's all about SIDRAC, and I would like to express sincere appreciation for your time and attention. It has been a pleasure to share the insights about SIDRAC and our commitment to protect investors' rights. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Bama, for the wonderful presentation of SIDRAC. Let's open for like 1 minute. If they have any question to ask Ms. Bama today, you may write them in the Q&A box. Okay, looks like no questions so far on SIDRAC. So with that, we'd like to thank Ms. Bama for spending your wonderful morning with us to tell us about how we can resolve a dispute through SIDRAC. All right.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are now back to our main topic today, which is chart pattern analysis. So, before we begin, as usual, disclaimer, whatever we want to share in this session is only for educational purpose. In no way that we give any recommendation for you to buy or sell any listed securities that we mentioned here. If you decide to make any investment decisions, you're 100% responsible for all your investment risk. Allow me to introduce our speaker today. He's an engineer come investor. He has over 10 years of investing experience, and his investment style is combining fundamental and technical and win rider. Okay, right, the opportunity. That's what he said. So he hosted stock investment sharing session and investment courses in Johor, Kuala Lumpur, and Sarawak. And he is the owner and the founder of this Facebook page and blog site Win Rider Gainvestor. All right. So without further ado, let's just call upon the founder of Win Rider Gainvestor, Mr. Johnny Tiong. Johnny, how are you today?
Good. Thanks, Shane. Thanks for the introduction. So let me take over. I will be sharing my screen.
Yes.
Okay, share screen. Yeah. So I think everyone is looking at my screen, right? So just
That's
to check.
correct.
Yep. Okay. All right. Thank you, Shane. So, okay. So good morning, everyone. So I hope all of you are having a good day today. So it's still 10:30 in the morning. So if you're looking at our market today, so I'll more or less know the response and also reaction from everyone today. Okay. So before I go further in depth of the topic today, so chart pattern analysis is the topic for today, and then mostly it's all about training. If you train more, if you draw more, if you practice more with the chart patterns, you are more familiar with it, your confidence will grow high. So it's just like your you are practicing kung fu. If you continue to practice every day and then you validate what you're drawing, and then your confidence will grow high. Okay, so today I'll be talking through about the popular charting software. I mean, there are some snapshots, and also I will also guide you through how do we use the chart nexus and also trading view for us to draw the charts. Okay, so these are the most popular. So for chart nexus and also for trading view. Okay, so there are some revisions before we go in depth to the topic today. So there are a few things like support and resistance and how do you read the candles. These things are fundamental and are very important for us for in order to understand furthermore in the chart pattern analysis. So okay, I will not go in. I will just screen through. Okay, support and resistance is a point where supply meets the demand. Okay, because when we are looking at the chart patterns, it's a combination of a lot of candlesticks. So support and resistance is the fundamental, and we must master it. Okay, so support. Okay, not to go through all the wordings. So if we just look at the picture below here, so we see a person standing here. There's a fan, okay, on top. So that's what we call resistance. Resistance is the thing that stop us from going up. Okay, so in terms of the chart, resistance is the thing that stop the chart from going up. So that's why we call resistance, because it resists us from going up. Okay, so when you look at the graph, there's a support. You can see a flower pot here. So support is actually holding so that the chart can be supported by the line. Okay, so these are just a very fundamental. And then next we'll go through, for example, okay, there are examples. If we look at this chart, the ASEAN cash, okay, just to reignite what Shane had mentioned just now, okay, these are not recommendation. Okay, whatever I have give the charts, I think there are more than 10 charts or 10 stocks that we are going to look at it together. So these are not recommendations for you to buy, but it's as a material for us to validate and check whether the chart patterns really shows what it's supposed to do. Okay, so for this ASEAN cash, if you look at it, so how do we actually draw resistance and support? Okay, it's basically just drawing lines. So today's course is mostly about drawing lines. Okay, it's like a pendidikan seni for today art class. Okay, so normally I'll say how do you draw a support and resistance? From the chart, the time frame is around like 6 months to 1 year. We take the highest point, we draw a line. Okay, and then the lowest point, we draw a line. The line we draw, it will be best if it can connect a lot of points. Okay, if we were to just to draw a line without connecting any points, there's no point. Okay, so it's best for us to draw a line which can connect a lot of points. Okay, so like for example, the lowest, we are connecting 2 points. Okay, so this will be a support. So in the middle, so we also just notice if we can draw a line which connects a lot of the points. Okay, this is how fundamentally we draw support and resistance. Okay, so next is about candlestick patterns. I think I've conducted a few sessions, webinar with a live champ and also with Bursa Malaysia. So there's a few that maybe you can browse through in the YouTube. I talk about candlestick patterns. I talk about trend line. Okay, so for a bullish candle, when the closing is higher than the opening, so normally we can see the candles. Okay, let me just draw it out. It will be either green color or also white color in some of the platforms, in the trading platforms, trading view and also chart nexus. So they're either green or white color. Okay, so for a normal candle, there's a body, okay, and there's an upper wick and also lower wick. Okay, so for a bearish candle is actually when the closing is lower than the opening. Okay, so this I'm not going to go through, but these are all the fundamental things. If you haven't, if you need more knowledge on this, feel free to go through live champs YouTube channels. Okay, so stock market cycle, uptrend, downtrend, also sideways. Okay, we no need to talk about that. Okay, chart patterns. Okay, so what are actually chart patterns? So chart patterns are patterns which occur in trading charts that help traders to predict the probable direction the chart is likely to move. Look at the word probable direction. It's just probability that the chart will be going up or down to predict. Okay, so chart patterns may form over any time frame from a couple of hours to even years. Okay, so for those we look at the minute chart or hourly chart, so it is very useful for them. Okay, so if combined with candlestick patterns and technical indicators, it will form a better prediction. So these are the tools which are helping us: chart patterns, candlestick, and technical indicators. If we combine them together, okay, it can form a better prediction, but not to complicate the slide, not to complicate the chart, because I saw a lot of the charts, they have a lot of lines. Sometimes we might get confused and also complicated. Okay, so best is just to stick to whatever that you are comfortable with. 2 or 3 candlestick patterns, chart patterns, and also technical indicators. These are what I've been using, and it has been very helpful in my investment journey. Okay, so chart patterns can be divided into 2 main categories. The first one is the reversal patterns. Reversal, if we are going up, we saw the reversal pattern is coming down, maybe we need to avoid. Okay, so if it is downtrend and we saw a reversal pattern, okay, and it might be going up, so these are the charts that we want to focus at, the reversal pattern. So later I'm going to go and bring you guys through what are the reversal patterns that is important. Okay, so the continuation patterns is where the market continues in the same direction after a period of consolidation or retracement. Continuation pattern. Okay, so in currently I would prefer we look at the reversal patterns and continuation patterns. So I mean, because nowadays when the market is down, okay, when we saw a lot of charts are going down, so we need to take note at the reversal patterns, because when they are having downtrend for a long time, okay, it's a stock market is like a cycle. The chart will not be down forever, and also the chart will not be up forever. Okay, when the chart is down, when we saw a reversal, we know that our opportunity is coming. Okay, so like I mentioned just now, it's just like a kung fu. We need to practice every day. So it is for me, I would recommend for everyone, maybe you have a watch list, and then you look at the chart. You look at the charts every day for you to notice if there's any reversal coming soon. Okay, and then there is no best chart pattern, because if you go through the internet, there is a lot of chart patterns. You have a lot. I can easily say more than 20. Okay, but just stick to a few that you are comfortable and you are familiar with. Okay, so the reason levels of support and resistance appear is because of the balance between buyers and buyers and sellers, which converted to demand and also supply. Okay, so these are the chart patterns that we'll be going through today. So we have continuation chart patterns, ascending triangle, descending triangle, okay, reversal chart patterns. Actually, there's a symmetrical triangle. There's a lot also, but I just bring out the ones that we are easily to go through in this session today. So for reversal chart patterns, we have double top, double bottom, head and shoulder, not the shampoo, okay, head and shoulder, and also the inverted head and shoulder. So these are the topics, the 6 chart patterns that we're going to go through today. Okay, so just want to make sure that everyone is still here. So I'll proceed. Okay. Okay, next we'll talk about ascending triangle. When we look at the name ascending triangle, ascending is meaning to say going up, ascending triangle. So as an ascending triangle is actually a bullish continuation chart pattern. Bullish continuation chart pattern. So the pattern is formed by converging, by 2 converging lines. Converging meaning to say they must they must touch the point. Okay, so the 2 converging lines are horizontal, the one you see in the red, the horizontal, and a diagonal support line. So this is actually a support, okay, the resistance and also the support. So an ascending triangle is valid where if it has good oscillation between the 2 lines. If you see the lines, the chart, you see that it's oscillating, is between the 2 the horizontal resistance and also diagonal support line. Okay, so the chart must at least have touched twice, or the more the better, the more the better to validate the pattern. Okay, so the target price, or here is written as price objective, is actually the target price is determined by the distance between the horizontal and also the diagonal line. Okay, so these are the pictures. Later when we go through the examples, it will be clearer. So just to go through the important points from the slide just now. First is, need to remember, two converging lines. The two lines are the horizontal resistance and also a diagonal support line. So if you see here, there's a horizontal and also a diagonal line. Okay. And then the oscillation between the two lines, the chart is oscillating between these two lines. You can see in triangle. So it's between this triangle. Okay. So chart touches at least twice, the more the better. The chart is touching the resistance and the support for at least 2 times. The more the better, because it is forming a solid support and a resistance line. And then how do we know the target price? It's basically connecting the distance between the lines, okay, the horizontal and the support, and then we bring it up. Okay, so these are the examples that we have. Okay, so just answering whole. So I have at least 2 examples. Okay, two or three examples for each of the chart pattern, and also I'm going to show some of the chart patterns. Why did it fail? It's like, for example, ascending triangle is supposed to go up, but it didn't go up, and then the reason why. Okay. Okay, now we'll go through the example. First example, the ascending triangle for M-way. Okay, so from this chart, okay, normally if you have a lot of technical indicators, it can help you to frame and also to help you to see easily. Okay, so with a naked chart for M-way, okay, first, how we do it is we just draw a resistance or the support first. So we can draw here, and then we can also draw a line going up. Okay, so this is the distance between the horizontal and also the diagonal support. Okay, so okay, from here, if we just look at the chart, we can actually saw a ascending triangle already, and this is the breakout point, right? Okay, so it touches the line. The chart is oscillating between this triangle. Okay, the ascending triangle, and then it touches the support and resistance for more than 2 times. Okay, so if I were to zoom out, okay, because this is M-way in 2020, so if I were to zoom out, okay, this is the line that we draw just now, the horizontal line, and then the diagonal line. Okay, so this is the distance, okay, between the diagonal and also the horizontal line. So if I move it up, so this will be the target price. So the target price will be around like 5 ringgit something. Okay, so this is an ascending triangle, as the sample of an ascending triangle. So if we draw this, and then the line will be going up, and we can show that this will be the next resistance for the chart. Okay, and then for M-way, yeah. So let's say if we bought at the breakout point, okay, so our next target price will be like around like 5 ringgit, so we can easily have around like 60 cent of profit. Okay, these are just example and how we can utilize the ascending triangle. Okay, and then next we look at the next example for SMRT. Okay, so from here we can also look at the line. We look at the resistance and also support. Okay, we can just draw a line here. So this is like the resistance. When the chart going up, it take a hit at the resistance and it fall down. It tries to break again and it fall down, and it was at the resistance line for a few weeks. After that, it comes down again, and then it break up. And what I mentioned just now, the candlestick patterns are important, or price volume analysis. If you look at this candle, it's a bullish candle, closes in zone 1, and then you look at the volume here. So meaning to say there's a lot of buyers supporting. Okay, so it is the good breakout point. And we can also draw a diagonal line. So these are the support. Okay, and it basically touches like the chart oscillates between the triangle, tries to go up, touch the resistance, fall down to the support, supported, and go up again, try to break but fall down again, supported, then the breakout, beautiful breakout with the bullish candle and also the volume. Okay, so how do we draw the target price? Is basically the line here. Okay, then we bring it up. So this will be like the target price. If we zoom out, we look at SMRT. Okay, this is the line we draw just now. This is a diagonal line, and this is a distance, and then we go up. So the target price is around like 80 cent. Yeah. Okay, so which I can say that, for example, for SMRT, I know the yesterday like is yesterday is around like 80 cents, right? 80, 84 cents. So this chart pattern analysis is quite useful for us. Okay, but then for some of the traders or some of the investors, maybe you do not want to wait. Let's say you, for example, you're buying at the breakout point and you are not sure, you have no confidence whether the chart can go to, for example, this is like 80 cent. You can also take profit, I mean, at your own comfort level. Okay, because from the day you buy from the breakout point, it might take you like 3 to 4 months. So it's whether do you have the patience to wait, or if you like a trader, a short trader for short term, okay, you can just take profit at your most comfort level. It all depends on you. Do not need to wait until, for example, the reason you buy, so you say, oh, there's a ascending triangle, so I need to wait for the target price at 80 cent. Investment doesn't go in that way. It all depends on our risk appetite. So if you feel like you want to take profit at 10%, 5%, up to you, be it. Okay, so these chart patterns are just a guideline for us. Okay, the most important will be ourselves, our risk appetite. Okay. So okay, next we look at the example for the ascending triangle, which is a failed ascending triangle. There's no 100% in life. Okay, so means that in ascending triangle, some of the ascending triangle is a successful case, some are not. Okay, so what happens to us if we fail? Okay, cut loss, run away. Okay, no need to explain, no need to think why. If let's say it beats our strategy, we cut loss, we run away, then we revisit what do we actually miss. Okay, for example, for this Tiong Pro, okay, first we draw a line. Okay, this is the resistance, whereby the chart goes up, try to break the resistance but fall down to the support. Okay, try again, but didn't manage to break up the resistance. Then if you see there's a breakout point, but it's not breaking out, it's break up to the down. Okay, and then some more you can see the volume is quite high, meaning to say there is a, how to mention, there's a gap down. Okay, and then the chart falls. Okay, there's a breakout point here. Okay, so the reason for this breakout point is actually the company releases a Q1 2023, a satisfactory result. Okay, because when you look at it, it's actually for me it's actually considered as a good result. But then sometimes we cannot control the crowd, and we cannot control the profit taking. Okay, for me it's a good result for Tiong Pro, but then profit taken actually happened. So when profit taken happen, okay, there's a lot of seller who sells the stock, so the price will go down. Okay, so these are some of the examples. And then I think along the way, when we go through our charts, as we draw, our confidence will grow. Okay, so next we talk about descending triangle. So just now is ascending. Remember, ascending is going up. Now we talk about descending. Okay, a descending triangle is like a bearish continuation chart pattern. Bearish continuation chart pattern. Okay, the pattern is formed by two converging lines. It's the same analogy as ascending triangle. Okay, but this is also formed by two converging lines, one horizontal support. Just now, ascending triangle is a horizontal resistance. So now this is a horizontal support, and diagonal, it should be diagonal resistance line. Okay, diagonal resistance line. Sorry for the error. So the descending triangle is confirmed or valid if it has a good oscillation between the two lines. If you look at the chart down here, okay, this is, of course, the one that I show here is an ideal case. Okay, an ideal case, and then we know in our world today, there's no such thing as perfect. Okay, all right. So the chart lines must have been touched at least twice, or the more the better, to validate the pattern. Okay, again, the distance, you see the distance between the diagonal resistance line and the horizontal support, we just translate it down. Okay, so that will be our target price. So again, the key points, the two converging lines, horizontal support, horizontal, it should be horizontal support and diagonal resistance line. Sorry for the error again. Okay, and then oscillation between the two lines. Okay, if you see here, the oscillation is happening between the two lines. It's basically inside the triangle. Okay, and then the chart touches at least twice. The more, the better for the support and also for the resistance. And then the target price is basically, we draw the line here, the distance between this triangle, and then we draw down. Okay, so look at the example. For example, look at the Hexa. It's a chemical company, descending triangle. So I can draw a I can draw a support here. Okay, I can draw a support, and then I can also draw a resistance. If you can see, the chart tries to go up, hit the resistance, and fall down. Rest a while. Try to break again. Oh, tak boleh, cannot. Fall down to the support line. Goes up again, challenge again, fall down. Tries again, break up a little bit, but not sufficient. Then it drop down again. Okay, so if we repeat what the key points, the charts are hovering between the triangle. Okay, so this is the price. For us, okay, this is not the target price. Okay, the price will be going down. Okay, so we just transfer the line down. And then if we zoom out, we can see that it's basically going down. So how do we strategize? How do we operate in this kind of chart? Let's say if we saw a descending triangle, maybe we can cue our entry point around 60 cents. Okay, around this 60 cents. Okay, so this would be our strategy if we saw a descending triangle. Okay. And then another example. This I take from TradingView's platform. Okay, for SICOM. So we can also draw a support and also draw a resistance here, diagonal resistance line, which it form beautifully a descending triangle. Okay, so this is the target price. Okay, the distance. So when you draw down, okay, then we can, okay, if I zoom out, I think, yeah. So, okay, sorry. When we, okay, I just draw with my line here. So this is the line, and then this will be like, okay. So if we transfer it, it's like going down. Okay. So this is how we utilize the descending triangle, the chart pattern for descending triangle. Okay. So maybe you'll be asking me, how long is the duration that we need to look at? For me, 6 months or also 1 year, I think is sufficient. Okay, because for some of the charts, if you look at longer duration, for example, 1, 2, 3 years, it might be quite confusing. So it all, for me, because when I look at the chart patterns, I want to focus shortly in the short term or also mid term. Okay, so mostly I will look at the duration between 6 months to 1 year. Okay, for me to draw the chart patterns. Okay, now we talk about descending triangle, and now we want to look at the double bottom that we have. Okay, so let me bring back my slide, my laser pointer. Okay, double bottom. When we look at the name itself, it's called double bottom. Okay, meaning to say there's a bottom and there's double. Okay, a double bottom is a bullish chart pattern. Okay, bullish chart pattern is basically a reversal in which of a shape of W. Okay, the price successfully makes two troughs, the lowest point at approximately the same level, indicating significant support. Okay, so there's a W. Okay, there's a trough. Okay, this chart pattern shows the determination of investors not to let the price reach new lower levels and their willingness to reserve the current trend. Okay, sometimes the chart can also be created with the form of W and V, triple bottom, quadruple bottom. You can saw a lot. Okay, so that's why I say sometimes when we are comfortable with a few, we just continue to use. Okay, if we saw something wrong, we can just cut loss. Okay, so on a double bottom pattern, okay, on a double bottom pattern, so the first correction determines the neckline. Okay, so for double bottom, it's important for us to determine where's the neckline. The neckline embodied in the highest point between the two troughs. The price then drops back into the level of the last lowest point. Okay, and then the magnitude of the two troughs is normally the same, but it is common to have the first trough to be lower than the second, or the vice versa. Okay, we look at the lines, we look at the charts. Okay, So again, the price objective in a double bottom pattern is actually calculated by taking the pattern's highest point above the neckline. Okay, and we just look at just look at the chart. Okay, so actually the neckline, you can see it's actually neckline is just like a support, like a resistance. So neckline is drawn between the two troughs. So you say there's a two troughs here. Okay, and then the magnitude of the two troughs is normally the same. So this is the trough here, is normally the same. Okay, and then the target price. So if you see a double bottom, potentially it will be going up. Okay, so like just now, we just draw the line, take the line, we move it up. So that will be the target price. Okay, if you look at a picture, so it's sure that it's like a double bottom. I mean, a double, we saw two, double means dual, two is a double and it's bottom is below. So we saw a double bottom and it's going up. Okay, so we look at the example for penta. Okay, so again, we can draw a line first. Okay, this is called the neckline, which is also a resistance. Okay, then we saw this basically, if you can see, there's a double bottom. There's a bottom here and also bottom here. And also there is another bottom. Okay, so it's actually a triple bottom. Okay, so when we draw this support, okay, it can be horizontal, it can be slightly sling. Okay, just like this case. Okay, so for me, when I want to draw the target price, I will just focus at the distance between the two troughs. Okay, but in this case, okay, if let's say I just lower down my resistance line, because when I draw the resistance, I want to make sure that that it touches a lot of points. Okay, here can be 1 point. Here, if I just move it down a bit, if I just move it down a bit to this line, I'll make sure that it touches 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, and 0.4. Okay, so when I draw the target price, okay, I will normally draw at the first one, whereby it touches the neckline. So this is the neckline, and also the support. Okay, so and then this target price will be moving up. Okay, so this will be my target price, which is around 5.3, 5.2. Okay, for the chart of penta. If we zoom out, okay, now if you notice, I draw a okay, let me just erase off. Okay, if you do notice, I got draw W here, double bottom. Actually, I can draw another W and also a V here. Okay, so it all varies, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm also looking at some of the question and answers. Yep. Okay, it can be an ascending triangle at the same time. It's basically the same. Okay, it can also be an ascending triangle. Okay, if you see the analogy is more or less the same, the double bottom, ascending triangle, just some of it is not so obvious. Okay, but we know that ascending triangle is going up, double bottom is also going up. Okay, but for me, I would prefer a double bottom because it's a reversal. Let's say if the chart is going down, the chart is at its lowest point. Okay, then we saw a double bottom, that we know that it's a reversal to go up. Okay, so for example, for penta, okay, this is what we draw just now. Okay, so double bottom, okay, and it goes up, and then this will be the target price. Okay, so from just now, for example, let's imagine we buy at 4.4 ringgit. So from the chart pattern analysis, says that it's going up. Okay, the target price is 5.2. Okay, this is how we look at the chart pattern analysis. So double bottom going up. Just now, Hillary mentioned that okay, ascending triangle, it can also be the same case. It can also be the same case. Okay. So next we look at Genting, double bottom. So I think from this chart, quite obvious that you can see there's two bottoms already, right? One is here and one is here. Okay, first we draw the line. Okay, this is the neckline, which is touching the highest point of the W of the double bottom, and then okay, it's slightly going up. Bottom one, we have bottom two. So next we draw the target price. So this is the target price. Okay, if you notice, the target line that I draw is normally between the W's. Okay, because I want it to touch the highest point and also touches the neckline. So sorry, the support line. Okay, so it's basically between the neckline and also the support. In short, it is so this is why I emphasize that support and resistance that everyone must know how to draw. Okay, so it is basically, you look at the W, is basically the middle part. Okay, so this I bring it up to up. Sorry, I bring it. I'll bring the target price to up. So here you can see obviously there's a W here, and then the target price here is basically in the middle. Okay, so if I zoom out, so this will be the neckline. I draw this. I don't so the double bottom, and then the target price, and it goes up, which is around 5.5, 5.6. But then the target price doesn't mean that it will 100% go up. No. Okay, so if let's say you are you combine with a lot of you combine with other technical indicators, you can see, or maybe there's an oversell here. Okay, if it's oversold, then it can come down, or depends on your own profit taking habits. You want to take profit around like 10%, 20%, so it's still up to you. This chart pattern is just, I mean, I think I mentioned a lot of times already, this chart pattern is just to guide us. Okay, profit taking is up to you, but this double bottom is telling us that it's going up. Okay, right? It will go up. Okay, from this chart, it says that it will go up to around like 5.6, 5.7. Okay, so this is a failed double bottom. Okay, so for example, we're drawing a double bottom here. We look at the hibiscus chart. Okay, again, we look at draw the resistance. We draw the support. It's a double bottom here. Okay, again, actually we can see there's a W here. You see it here, 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 here. Okay, if you can see, so I'm drawing the target price, which is in the middle of the W. Okay, between the support and resistance, and I move it up. If I zoom out, okay, allow me to zoom out. So, but then it didn't go up. It continued to fall down, and then let's say it actually break out to. I mean, it falls down 2 times. It falls down to the to below this neckline. Then it tries to break out, then it falls down again. So if you were to draw a support resistance, you can actually draw another line in the middle here, between these two lines, another support. Okay, so these are one of the failed double bottom for hibiscus. Okay. Okay. Next, we look at double top. Just now we look at double bottom. Now we look at double top. So double top. Double is 2. Top is what is happening on the top of the chart of the trading platform that we see. Okay. So a double top is a bearish chart pattern in a shape of M. Okay. So if our chart is an uptrend, then we saw a double bottom, most probably it will be a reversal to bearish. Okay, so the price successively forms 2 peaks at approximately the same level, showing significant resistance. Okay, this chart pattern shows the investor desire not to let the price reach new highs, and they desire to reverse the current trend. The chart pattern can be also formed in the form of M and N or triple top. You can have quadruple top, pentagon top, hexagon top, a lot. Okay, in the double top pattern, the first correction determines the neckline, okay, marked by the lowest point between the 2 peaks. Okay, it's just the same as we draw double bottom just now. We just need to identify the M, okay, the double top, the M of the chart, and then the price, the target price will be the one in the middle. We translate it down. That will be the double top. Okay, and yeah. Okay, the double top is only definitely validated at a bearish break in the neckline. So there's a breakout point, breakdown point. Okay, so the price objective is the double top calculated by plotting the pattern's highest point above the neckline. Okay, so for me, first the neckline is drawn between the 2 troughs. Okay, the magnitude of the 2 troughs is normally the same. It's normally the same. Okay, it can be not the same. It's also okay. Then just need to make sure that the target price is drawn between the line. Okay, between the M. Okay. Okay, now look at the example, solar vest. Okay. I think you can also saw there's a double top here already, right? Okay, so this is the target price. Normally I'll just draw between. Okay, I mean the target price between, so I'll just move it down. Okay, so these are the examples. Okay, move it down. So this is the next support. Okay, if you see, it really drops until the support. Okay, this line, and it goes up again to hit the resistance. Try to challenge to go up, but it fails. It falls down again. Try to challenge again, then it falls, and it break. It break this support line, and then it falls to another support. Okay, go up, try to challenge the resistance, fails, fall down, tries, and it falls down again. Okay, so basically this is how we identify the double top, and we saw the double top. Actually, there's a chart that I want to share later. Maybe let's see if I open the chart nexus now. I think it is obvious for all the glove counters. Okay, let me just log in my chart nexus, and then we can see, for example, like top glove, Hata, Kosan, we can actually identify the top, the double top. Yeah. Okay, just let me have a quick detour. Okay. So if you look at the chart, I think this is when the average selling price is going high and crazy that time. Okay, so you can actually saw there's a double top already from here. 1, 2, and then I can use this to do my resistance. I mean, use a line, the whatever function that we have in the charting software. Okay, I can draw the support and also the resistance. So, and there's a good thing here about chart nexus is actually I can just draw. If you see there's an arrow, okay, and then there's a ruler for gain or loss change, I can actually draw down, and then I can draw the line. So here, then I can translate it down. So we know, so from here I know that, okay, I can draw my next line, my support line. Okay, just zoom it out. Yep. Okay, top glove. We look at another one. Let's say, for example, look at Hata. There's a double top. There is a double top here. So if I draw, there will be one double top here, another one here. Okay, if I were to draw the resistance, sorry, the support. Okay, this would be the support. And then if I were to draw the resistance, draw line, it somehow is right, somehow like this. So if I were to draw the target price, the middle line, I will draw it this way. Now let's say from the middle, okay, from the middle, so this will be translated, I'll translate it down. And then if I zoom out a bit, so this will be my price to fall down to around 3 ringgit. Okay, so if let's say if I were to buy, okay, I know from the double top analysis, I know that it's going down. Okay, I might be waiting at this 3 ringgit. But then for most of the chartists, I think, and then for most of the fundamentalists, I know that glove, once COVID is over, it also, you need to take in consideration a lot of views also. From the chart pattern says that it will fall down to 3 ringgit. You can say you can wait at 3, but then your strategy might not be all inside 3. Okay, maybe you need to look at the news. The average selling price is still is going down, because when the COVID happens, average selling price ASP is an indicator, is going up. So when everything tries to slow down, average selling price is going down. So this might not be a good counter. Okay, there's a lot of things for you to consider. So chart pattern is just a guide for us. Okay. Okay, so for solar vest, for the double top, then next we talk about MSC. Okay, MSC is a tin company. So Malaysian smelting company. So we saw from here, you can really saw there's a top already, 2 tops, double top. I draw a line, just like I draw the McDonald's M. Then I saw the line, okay, in the middle between the 2 M's. Okay, and if I zoom out, then it falls down. So this will be my price, my next support line. But then you see, it hovers here for a while, stops here for around like 2 or 3 days, then it continue to break. Okay, so after that, if you see from down here, you can actually notice there's a double bottom. If you notice, right? Let me just zoom out and draw. If you notice, you can actually saw there's a double bottom here also, right? So this will be the target price to go up if I translate it up. So I think it will be similar like this, somewhere like this. Okay, so in a chart, you might saw a lot of patterns: double top, double bottom, ascending triangle, descending triangle, all in one shot. Okay, but it just, you need to focus at what you want. Okay, like just now we mentioned that double top, double bottom is a reversal. For example, the chart is going up, then it saw a double top, meaning to say it's reversing down. It's a chart reversal. If we saw a reversal, meaning to say we avoid. And then if we saw a double bottom below here, it's a chance for us. So we just need to, we just need to focus where's the breakout point, and then it will go up. Okay, for MSC, it works like this. Okay, next we look at JFTech. Okay, JFTech. So we saw a double bottom, straightforward. So double bottom, the first bottom, sorry, we saw a double top. The first top here, second top here. It's like an M. We draw the line. Okay, the line. Okay, so straight away we know that it's falling down. Okay, in some situation, you might saw the line. Okay, the line that we draw. Okay, might be going down to below negative. Okay, so it happens also. So it all depends on us lah. I mean, this is just a guide for us to draw the line. Okay, the target price line. Okay, this is for double top. And then next we talk about inverted head and shoulder and also head and shoulder. Okay, so an inverse or inverted head and shoulder pattern is a trend reversal chart pattern. Okay, you know the head and shoulder. For example, now you're looking at my video, we have a shoulder, head, shoulder. Okay, so inverted is actually with the balik, we invert it. Okay, so the principle of the pattern is identical to that of a triple bottom. Okay, with the exception that the second trough is lower than the other two. Okay, so in theory, the height of both shoulders should be the same. In theory, okay, the height of the two shoulders should be the same. The neckline should be horizontal, but in some of the cases, it is not horizontal. It might be slanting a bit. Okay, so in practice, the shoulders are often not the same height. Okay, or the neckline ascends or descends. The neckline is not straight. It might be ascend or descend also. So depending on the shape of the shoulders in the pattern. Okay, so the first and the third troughs, okay, are opposite. It's basically the shoulders. Okay, form the shoulder. The second through, which is the head, forms the head. So there's no fixed rule. Some chartists consider the head should be 1.5 or 2 times higher than that of the shoulders. So there are no fixed rule, because I know that some of the chartists, they have certain rules, but then in my own context, there's no fixed rule. Okay, so it is also agreed that the spaces between each through must be identical to validate the inverse head and shoulder pattern. It all depends also, because some of it, for me, it doesn't. Okay, so the neckline is determined by the two highest points reached after the first shoulder and the head. Okay, so I think let's just look at the picture. Okay, because today is a drawing class, it's an art class. Okay, so we look at this inverted head and shoulder. Okay, there's a inverted head and shoulder, so two shoulder and then one head. It's just basically like we draw shoulder, head, shoulder. Okay, so this is the breakout point, and then the target is basically the same as this. Okay, first, the height of shoulders should be the same, and actually it should be shorter than the head, because barulah, we know that it is a shoulder, right? Okay, then after that, the second one, the neckline should be horizontal. It depends. it can be horizontal or it ascends or it descends, okay, then the head should be the highest or the lowest. In this inverted head and shoulder, it should be the lowest, okay, and then the target price. Okay, so here you can see it's already an inverted head and shoulder. Okay, so if I to zoom, okay, we look at our example for Air Health. Recently just gave I think we'll be giving a bonus issue soon. Okay, from here, sometimes when we just look at the chart, the raw chart, maybe it's hard for us to identify. So if we just use some tools for us to help us to zoom in and to confirm. So we have a shoulder here, there's a head here, and also a shoulder here. Okay, and then next I'll draw a neckline, which from here you can see that there's a shoulder, head, and also shoulder. Let me just draw another one. For example, this is a person, so this is the shoulder, and this is a head, and this is the shoulder. Okay, so we can also draw a target price. Okay, if you imagine, if you can observe the neckline, sorry, the target price that I draw is actually not this line. Okay, sorry, just I'm not drawing the line from here to here. If you notice, I'm actually drawing the line from the neckline to the point where the chart touches on the head, which is this line. Let me just draw again. Okay, I'm actually drawing it here. Line between here and also here. Okay, so I'm moving this up. The reason why I like to draw here instead of this point, okay, let's just name this A and B. The reason that I prefer to draw in B is because my line, my chart actually touches the head, and this is the highest point. Okay, for me, A is like an imaginary point because the chart never actually goes to this. And then some more, this head is the one I draw myself. I draw myself. Okay, so I would prefer the chart, reading the chart, and then the when I say chart, is actually this line. Okay, the candlesticks. So when I touch this, so this B is considered the highest point. The 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 longest distance. So if I translate it up, then this will be my target price for inverted head and shoulder. Okay, so if I were to zoom out, sorry, there's some error. Okay, nice. So if I were to zoom out, so this is what we draw just now, an inverted head and shoulder, and then the neckline, and then this is our target price. So if I move it up, okay, it form another resistance. Okay, so this is how we use the chart pattern. So if you see, it's going up, and then this is our resistance, and then if you see that it's still in the uptrend, it's an uptrend, so you can still continue to hold until it goes up. Okay, and then seems that around this area, we can see something like it's already like forming double top or triple top. Okay, let's just see. Going up. Sorry for my mouse. We can actually saw a triple top already, a triple top, yeah. So if I draw the neckline, 1, 2, 3. So this is the price going down. I'm not sure how is the chart reacting today. Is it going down? But then most probably I think it'll be going down because there's a dividend. Sometimes when the share price, when the dividend is given, so the share price will be adjusted. And then also some more the chart will be given bonus issues soon. Okay. So okay, next we look at Lee Hand, inverted head and shoulder. So this is from trading views view. Okay, from trading views view, it rhymes. Okay, so we look at the shoulder, and then we have the head, and then also we have a small shoulder here. Okay. The neckline. Remember, the neckline need to basically to touches the shoulders. Okay. So this it will be my target price and going up. You can also say that actually you saw there's a ascending triangle. It's correct also. There's a line going There's a line going up. Yeah. This line going up here can draw ascending triangle, and then this can be my target price to go up. Okay. So if I were to zoom out, okay, remember when I said just now when I draw the target line, okay, when I draw the target line, I would like the distance actually touching the neckline and also the highest point of the chart. Sorry, the point, where the chart touches. I can also draw here, but I do not like it because for me it's an imaginary line. So I actually prefer when it touches. Okay, so here I translate it up. So if you notice that when I translate it up, it's actually at the breakup point. I'm not drawing it here. Hey, what happened to my mouse today? Okay, I'm not drawing it at this line. I'm also not drawing it at this line. I'm actually drawing at the breakup point. Okay, so this is the breakup point actually. We draw at the breakup point, and then this will be the next resistance. Okay, so some of the things that I share here is basically my own discovery. So I know that when all of us are having our own charts later, we might discover some other few things which work for you. Okay, so these are the things that work for me. Okay, so when I draw, okay, it happens at a breakout. So I will draw my next, I will move my target price to the breakout point, and then I'll draw my next resistance line. Okay, this is for Lihan. Okay, and then someone you can see that there's it's forming a double top. At the same time, you also see that there's form a double bottom here, right? Double bottom going up. Then after that, there's a double top. In the bigger picture, you saw a double top, so it will fall down again. Okay, based on the chart. Okay, so next we look at head and shoulder. So not the shampoo that we mentioned. So head and shoulder pattern is a trend reversal chart pattern. So I think head and shoulder, okay, quite most well known to investors because it's quite straightforward. It's just like an inverted head and shoulder. It's just you can see the two shoulders and also the head. Okay, so we straight away go to the picture. Okay, so this is the picture of head and shoulder. Okay, so we saw there's a shoulder, left shoulder, head, and also the right shoulder. Okay, so this is the neckline. Okay, the height of both shoulders should be the same, but not necessarily will be the same. Okay, and then the second one is the neckline should be horizontal. It depends. Sometimes it's not horizontal also, as long as the neckline we draw touches the shoulders. I mean okay. Imagine the neckline we draw. If for example, if I just if I just close the chart below, I can basically show a human body. Okay, sorry. Okay, okay. Let me just try something. If let's say I just close it like this, so basically I can see a human body. I mean a part of the head lah, right? Okay, I can safely say that I saw a shoulder, I saw a head, and I saw a shoulder. I can draw an eyes and also a nose and a smiley face. So this is actually how head and shoulder should be. Okay. The message that I want to say is the point here is the neckline. The neckline we draw must touch the lowest point between the heads. We cannot draw the line which is here. We cannot draw a line like this. Okay, let me just make it thick. I cannot draw a line which is like looks like this. Okay. In the head and shoulder, in the chart pattern, this line doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. Just draw it with red. Yeah, with green. Okay. It doesn't make It doesn't make any sense if I draw like this. I need to draw the line which touches. Okay, so it same goes to the chart pattern analysis. Actually, the things I share now is because I draw a lot of charts. So there's something that I realize in between. But if you're drawing by yourself, you might realize there's a lot of things like this also that you discover along the way. Okay. Okay, so the target price the same. I just need to move the target price down. Okay. So if we look at the chart, the price here, for example, look at Eno, you can see that I can actually show a head and shoulder. This is the shoulder, left shoulder. I have the head, and then I have the right shoulder, and I draw the line. Notice the line I draw is actually touches the shoulders. Okay, so this will be the target price. Okay, again, notice that I didn't draw it touches the head, right? Because I draw based on my my chart. Okay, you can say that I can draw until it touches the upper wick, but for me, I focus at the body of the chart. Okay, so here I just translate it down from the breakout point. Okay, so I just can draw a line here. So for Eno, okay, this is what we draw just now: left shoulder, head, and also the right shoulder, and then the neckline, and then the target price. It moved down from the breakout point. I draw a line here, so this will be my next falling point. Actually, this for me, okay, for this head and shoulder, head and shoulder reversal, right? Just now I mentioned that is a bearish, is falling down. If you look at this chart, if let's say we have discovered the chart earlier, and if let's say we operation on this chart, we're actually waiting at around 1.18, 1.2. It's actually a good sign for us already. We buy in at a very good price, a very good price. If you see, buy around 1.2, then we sell at around 1.5. It's also a good way of how we can operate. Okay. And then now let's look at G-Tronic and E&E counter. So this is the shoulder, and this is the head, and this is the shoulder. Okay, but this person's left shoulder is slightly broader lah. But the other pergi gym, so other bicep, other muscles get. Okay, so the left shoulder is slightly long. Okay, most important is the neckline. Okay, so this is the target price. If we move it down, okay, if we move it down, okay, I should draw it at the breakout point. Sorry for that. So, okay, if I move it down to the breakout point, so this will be the support line. Okay, so support, then it falls again. If you see that the chart, you can actually notice there's already a descending triangle. Kan? It's a descending triangle, and then the price from here to here. If I move down here from my naked eye, it will move down to around like this price. Okay, it will fall down again. Okay, so I think that marks what we have gone through: the continuation chart patterns, ascending triangle, descending triangle, reversal chart patterns, double top, double bottom, head and shoulder, and inverted head and shoulder. So I think from the beginning of the chart, I mentioned that it is like kung fu. We need to practice. Bukan lah kita. Not now. We want to go and practice the kung fu. From here, we practice, meaning to say, we draw. We practice more, we draw more, and then we need to validate. It's not like I just draw today. I draw, okay, I know that it will be going down. Okay, I just leave it. I need to validate whether what I draw makes sense or not. Because sometimes, from the example I showed just now, there are also some failed cases. Okay, so it's important for us to validate it back. And then if let's say we validate it invalidates us, we need to know what's the reason. Okay, so this is how we continue to draw. Okay, maybe I can just show a few examples. Okay, let's show in the chart pattern. Okay, let's say now we just look at Kosan. How can we use the trading the chart nexus for us to draw? Okay, so if you see that there's a few small boxes here. For chart nexus, is more friendly basically. For us to draw a line, straight line, there's a draw horizontal line. So we no need to worry whether our line will hang or not, will be tilted or not. It will be straight. It will be a straight line. Okay, then you see the second box, there's a line, okay, projection line, trend line, but we just draw a draw line. So mostly it's like this. Okay, for double top, and then there's a pencil for us to draw also, so it's easier. Okay, So, and then what I like the function about chart nexus is there's this line, ruler for gain or loss change, and then they actually tell us the percentage and then the price also. So let's say I'm drawing here, and then I draw it based on the middle. So I'll just move it down. Okay, I just zoom out on the chart, and then it tells me that, okay, the next line should be here, around here. 0.5, but it never touches, but it tells us that it's a reversal to go down. Okay, another is we can also use the chart nexus, trading view. But in the trading view later, I'm also gonna share in the ETS also. It's not as friendly as chart nexus because the line that we draw, I'm not sure whether that. Okay, there's a horizontal ray line. Yep. So it's somehow it's similar like chart nexus, just trading. Okay, for chart nexus you need to subscribe to it because the free data that we have will be 3 years. For trading view you can saw a longer duration. Okay, and then another, we can draw the trend line. Okay, so somehow like for Penta, we saw that it's forming a descending triangle. Okay, so it might be falling down. Okay, so this is how we utilizes the chart pattern analysis. Yep. Okay. Yep. So like I mentioned just now, it's the more we draw, the confidence will grow. Okay. For the chart patterns, I mean, in terms of the technical chart, it works like this. The more you draw, and it will your confidence will definitely grow. Okay. So yep, I think that's marks my presentation for today. So next I'm gonna go through with the introducing the Bursa Equity Trading Simulator. But just give me a few moments. Just let me drink some water. Okay, so now we're entering the last 30 minutes of the sharing session. So I'm going to introduce the Bursa Equity Trading Simulator. So I think from previously, if you are already attending Live Champs morning webinars, so I think all of you are more or less get used to the Bursa Equity Trading Simulator, or called as ETS. So I'll also bring in tell you guys some features, and most important thing is after you hear this out, you go and test it yourself. Okay, for example, you buy a phone, people just introduce to you, this is the function, that's the function, got NFC, got Bluetooth. Most important is you go and try yourself. Okay, the good thing about this simulator is everything is free, and then you have a free money. Okay, you have a virtual money of 100K, so you are free to use and then practice your chart patterns. Okay, so this is basically the website, the Bursa Academy, bursamarketplace.com, so en.home. So I noticed that there's a slight change to the website. I mean, the interface of the website. So basically, you just need to touch on the drop down button and click in the simulator. So so later I'm going to take the pic to show everyone how do we draw inside the Bursa, the ETS, and then it depends. Some people like our chart to be black, some like it to be white. I personally like it to be white because I can see what are the lines that I draw. Okay, so later I'm gonna change. Gonna teach you guys, share with you guys, not teach. Share with you guys how do I translate the background. Okay, and then for the Bursa Academy, for this ETS, so there's a few things that before I go further, I want everyone to be aligned in the same page. We have the control panel, which is the up here with the quote, watch list, stock info, chart, buy and sell. Okay, these are the things. And then we have the highlight. If you see the highlight here is basically telling you how the stock market performed for today. Okay, how many is going, how many green counters, how many red counters, how many not traded, how many is idle, sorry, how many is not traded, and how many is the price is the same. Okay, the same as yesterday's last price. Okay, then we have windows here. for me, this one I have one window about the about the stocks. Second is about the charts, and then third is about like the information of the chart. And then I can also have a lot of tabs, just like our web browser. We can have a lot of tabs at the same time. Okay, then these are like some of the important signs that you need to know, and also quite useful for us. So we have the pop out. So what is the function? If we saw this sign, then also what's the function of it is actually pop out as a floating window. Okay, this you might not remember the picture or how does it look like, but later when you are playing around, you can just test so you know what's the function of it. Sometimes it's not it's harmless for us just to try and click and see what's the use, what's the function of it. Okay, so this is to combine, and then with the full window and then floating window, collapse, and also to expand. Okay, so how to basic maneuver trading platform. So I'll just go through a few. So for today, so I think I'll just bring in the software for this is the web page, if you can see. So this is the web page for the ETS. So next you just go to the simulator. So now I think Busa just added on the derivative simulator, but today we're going to focus at the equity simulator. So just click on it. I might as well just share the link. Maybe we can set the link for you to play around later. Okay. Okay, now we focus at the web page, the browser. So, okay, so this is the browser. So if you notice that the what I show you guys just now, so these are the control panel here. So you have the quotes, the watch list, and then you have the highlights for Busa. Okay, so how many trades have been done, valuing how much valuation, and then if you see today, okay, as of now, the latest stock price is 1372 points, and then we have dropped basically 6 points, and then we have 444 who a bad number. 444 counters are down today, which says die die die. Okay, just a joke. Okay, so 224 counters are going up. Okay, so these are my current features, my current views that I have. I have quote screen with a big price coming here. Okay, the stock info. Okay, the watch list. Okay, then I have my intraday chart. For example, let's say I look at a chart for today. Let's say I will look at SMRT today. So I can actually type my code inside this box here. Okay, and then I saw the intraday chart. Okay, if you see that this green bar, right, this should be synced to each other. Okay. Okay, there's another thing I want to note. Okay, if you see there's a green color here, right? Green, green, green. So meaning to say when I click on it, all these green, they'll sync with each other. Okay. So meaning to again, so when I click on this, all these windows down here will be synced to whatever I click. So I click on SMRT, I will have the intraday chart for SMRT. I have the market depth for SMRT here. That's another example. Let's say I type Penta. So if you see that, I need to click on it first. Then you see there's movement. So for the intraday chart and also the market depth. Okay, Penta today dropping. Okay, last is 4.7. Okay, highest it goes is 4.7. Let's say 4.79. Lowest today is 4.7, which is now the lowest point. And then also this is just the close here is actually how much the closing price for yesterday. Okay, so next I'm gonna teach you guys how do we go to the chart. Okay, because we don't learn about chart pattern analysis, so I'm going to draw how to go to the chart. So I just need to right click on it. You can see there's an analysis chart. Okay, there's a few ways for us to bring to the analysis chart. We have the intraday chart, analysis chart. Another way is we click from the up here, the control panel here, there's an intraday chart and analysis chart. Up to you. Both are the same. Okay, two routes. Okay. So I click from the chart here. Then after that, I can expand it up. I can make it enlarge. I can expand to the full page. Okay, this is, I just bring it to the, tab. Okay, so if I don't like it, I just close it. I want to bring it full page, wide view, full screen. Okay, so now if you see, it's dark in color, it's black in color. Sometimes it is difficult for us to see what are the lines we draw. Okay, so what I do is I right click on it. I go to the properties. I go to the background. Background, I just select as white. Select as white. Vertical grid lines, I also select as white. Horizontal grid line also as white. Okay, so I think definitely now this looks clearer, right? I mean, it looks clearer for me. I think definitely it looks clearer for you also. Okay, so when you scroll your mouse, okay, if your mouse has a scroll function up and down, okay, you can actually scroll up and scroll down. Okay, so for me, when I want to draw the line, okay, there's a line here. You see trend line, trend angle, horizontal line, horizontal ray, vertical line. Okay, just for you guys to know, for this ETS, if you see on the top, sorry, left bottom is actually charts by TradingView. So if you're using TradingView account or TradingView website, it's basically the same. Okay, so now for me to draw, let's say if I want to draw a horizontal line, I can just touch here. Okay, remember the line that I draw is how do I know that this is a good support line? It basically touches a lot of points. Okay, here you can see it touches the point number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7. Okay, this is how we draw a solid support and resistance. Okay, so I can also draw a trend line. So this will be like descending triangle. Okay, once I click, I need to click again. Okay, so this is like descending triangle, so waiting for the breakout to happen. Okay, so this is how we draw the chart. So if let's say you like the line is a bit too thin, you want it to be thicker, you can go and okay, it's actually try to go around and play around. You can also change the color. For example, I like blue color, so I can just change the line to thicker and also change it to blue. Okay, so if let's say I want it to be this way, you can just save your template. Okay, I think in my previous last few webinars, I also talk about how do I add in the indicators. I insert indicator. For example, I add in the Bollinger Band. Okay, so it's free for us to go and look around. I personally like to use chart pattern. The technical indicators that I use normally is the Bollinger Band and also the RSI. Okay, some people like to have a lot of indicators, but I do not like, because somehow it will make my chart very crowded. So just use a few that you are comfortable with. Okay, and then most important is the price volume analysis. Okay, price volume analysis is the price goes up and the volume is high, meaning to say it adheres to each other. Okay, a lot of people volume buying. Okay, so now we talk about the chart. So I'll just go up to the tab. So next, I want to talk about the watch list. How do we create a chart watch list? For example, this is the watch list that I created previously. So I view my watch list for furniture counters. I have Hevia, Homris, Lihan, Pohwat. Okay. For example, now let's say I want to create a watch list for technology counters. I go to the watch list up there, then I just type technology. Okay, so new watch list technology has been successfully created. So now, for example, I want to look at let's say I look at Vitrox. Enter. Oh, okay, sorry. I go to the quote screen again. I type Vitrox. Okay. Again, when I double click it, you see this is a red. Sorry, it's a green. So we need to say all are sync. I just right click on it and then I add to watch list. So previously there's two watch lists I created. One is furniture, one is technology. So I just take technology. Okay, add. Okay. For example, now I click in another one, Penta. Double click it. So all the market depth and intraday will be shown for Penta. Right click on it, add to watch list. technology. I can scroll down, drop down button, I choose the technology. Okay, technology. I click add. Last one. Let's say I add for Inari. Okay, right click, double click on it. So because it's green, so it's sync with each other. Right click on it, add to watch list, then technology. Okay, in my watch list here, the way I can look at it, I go to watch list, I go to my view my watch list at technology. So these are the three. So it's a floating window. Okay. So what I have added just now is Inari, Penta, and also Vitrox. Okay. If I just click this one to add it to the tab. Okay. So this is basically how we maneuver. The best is you play by yourself and then you explore by your own. And then now, last one, we look at the portfolio that we have. Equities portfolio. Okay. So these are the examples that I purchased, I think last year. Okay, I bought in MYG and also I bought in Penta in the previous webinars. So Penta, okay, you can see here, Penta I bought in is around 4.02. Okay, and then I bought 2,000 shares. Okay, MYG I bought at 0.811. I think last time when I bought MYG is 0.81. Sorry for the sum. Okay, some of the numbers here, I think there are still some bugs around for this app, but then it's okay because it's just a simulation for us. Okay, so I bought MIG at 0.81. So the market value and then the realized gain or losses. So if it is green, meaning to say it's in gain. For this one I bought Penta and MIG. Now I'm gaining around like 1.5 thousand. Okay, 1.5 thousand. Okay, and then yep, quantity available. Okay, for MIG I bought 10,000 shares. Penta 2,000 shares. Okay, so this is how I look at the portfolio for the equity for the ETS. So if I were to go back to the tab, okay, let's look at another one, the realized gain or losses. Oh, my portfolio is okay. Okay, this one nothing. It's okay. So I think I will just stop here, Shane. I'll just stop here. So let's say if there's any Q&A, is any question, then I will answer.
Sure. Thank you so much, Johnny. So if any questions ask our speaker today, you may write them in the Q&A box. All right, not the chat box. Write them in the Q&A box, so we can moderate the question and answer session for you. Now, I believe Johnny, you have answered some questions along the way, right?
Yep, I also
Yep.
answered a few questions along the way in the Q&A,
Yeah,
and then
in
I
the
just click
Q&A and the
answer.
chat, right? So if you have any more new questions, you may write them here. All right. So the first question I have on my screen is, do you mind to check on this tech cycle chart pattern? This is livestock analysis.
Yeah, sure. I think Manto San, Mr. San, let's call you.
Yeah,
Mr. San.
this from
Okay.
Mun Tho San. Not sure if I pronounce the name correctly or not.
Tech cycle. Wow. Okay. When I look from the chart, okay, quite a promising chart. I mean, okay, there must be something happening here. I mean, is it released the quarter? Okay, in the beginning. Okay, wow. In 2023, seems like there's a huge going up. Maybe it's worth for us to check what's happening here. Why suddenly there's a see from 40 cent to around like it grows 100%. Okay, there must be something announcement or something wrong happened. Not something wrong, something happened, not wrong. Okay, something happened. So it must be something that we were to have a look. Okay, for me, the first thing when I look, okay, I saw a symmetrical triangle. This is what I didn't share just now, symmetrical triangle. So you see, I can draw a line here. So it's a symmetrical triangle. Okay, now it's in a direction whether it's going up or down, right? Okay. So now we can either it goes up or it goes down. But seems like from my naked eye, okay, without knowing what is happening here, I do not know whether the announcement is good or bad. So if you see there's a lot of volume, then the volume goes down. And then the chart also tries to narrow down. I mean, if you see before here, it's like the gap is very big. Now it's narrowed down. Okay. For me, without looking at anything, I think mostly it's going up because all those people who are buying the stocks, okay, you see the huge volume. If we look at the price volume analysis, a lot of people buying, so that's why it goes up. And then those people who are buying, they have not sell. How do I know that they have not sell? Because I didn't see another volume, another high volume saying is selling. If I look at this chart, okay, this chart, it closes at zone 3, but then the volume is small. Okay. If I look at this one, it closes at zone 2. So for me, there's no heavy seller yet for this tech cycle. I think most from my, without knowing anything, without any prejudice, I think mostly it will be going up. But it's worth to look at what's the quarter 1 result. I mean, the nearest quarter or quarter 2, the result, and look at the annual report. There must be something happening between here. I mean, when the stock price suddenly go up with huge volume, there must be some announcement. For me, without any prejudice, from the chart pattern analysis, yes, it's going up. After the symmetrical triangle, it mostly will be going up. It can go down also, okay? But I mean, from this chart, from the price volume analysis, and also from the chart patterns, mostly is going up. Or new majority shareholder, okay. New majority shareholder, okay. Need to look at it. What shareholder is buying, and then how big is the funding that they have. Yep.
All right. Thank you so much, Johnny, for addressing the live analysis on tech cycle. Yeah, Monto-san said new majority shareholder. So the next question is, can the chart patterns be applied on shorter time frame if we are trading derivative?
I think it can be applied because the patterns and the techniques are the same, so it can be used. For me, I have a few friends who is like day trader. They also look at chart patterns also, but mostly they are looking at the price volume analysis, and then they use the chart pattern to help them with the decision to look at the overall. Yes, can be used.
All right. So if you have any more questions, you may write them in the Q&A box here.
Cycle. For the time being, I just look at
All right.
the tech cycle. Yep.
Sure. Can you look at Inari?
Inari. From here, I can see that there's already a downtrend happening. Okay. I can draw a parallel. This downtrend happening already. Okay. Hope to zoom down a bit because it touches more points. Okay. So far, there's no significant, but I know that it's the downtrend. There's not much chart pattern have been appearing for this, but mostly it will be going up, touching the resistance. This point, let's say it touches the resistance, and then it might fall down and also going up. But if I were to entry at this point, if I want to buy, I'll wait until the breakout happen, and then I will see what is the nearest resistance, the next resistance for me to do a short-term trade. I think as of now, it seems like it's a downtrend. It's a downtrend, so now need to see whether it can break this resistance line or not.
All right, thank you so much. Can we use technical analysis to trade IPO stocks?
Okay. From my history, from my own tracking, most of the IPOs, if you can subscribe it early, you subscribe for it. Okay, and then from my analysis, from my own analysis, most of the IPO stocks easily reach more than 10% on the first day within the first 10 minutes. within the first 10 minutes. So there's a few times when I participate, when I have when I was allocated a few shares within the 10 few minutes, I just sell with profit. This is my case study. Okay, so if you ask me whether the TA can be used for the IPO stocks, because it's the first day the stock was listed, and then if you are a short-term trader, if you have a minute chart, you can, I think basically cannot, because the chart pattern, okay, for technical analysis, want to see the patterns or the from its previous, from its history, from the history, then we try to predict the future. So to answer your question for TSOs, I think no.
All right, thank you so much, Johnny.
Mm.
Are you able to look at red tone? That's a question by Cole.
Red tone. Okay, let's look at it. Okay. So for me, first one, I will try to adjust the line. Okay, I mean the duration from the line, and I can draw a support and resistance. So this is the support. See, this is a resistance. I can draw a support, the highest point and the lowest point, which touches the most line. Then okay, so I can draw another support here. So now I can see that, okay, from this chart nexus, all-time high, okay, in these few years, so now we are nearing the highest point, 0.66 at the moment. Okay, and then I can also draw another support here. Okay, from here, if we, let's say if we just look at the chart pattern, basically we cannot see anything. Okay, we can't see any double top, double bottom. Okay, but then if you are familiar with the chart pattern, we can see there's actually a rounding, what they say, cup with handle here, cup with handle. Okay, so from the chart pattern analysis, mostly it will be going up. Okay, round cup with handle, how we draw it, how we draw the target price is also actually the lowest point until the cup. If you can imagine, there's a cup here. Do you see? There's a cup, and then the handle will be here. So the breakup point will be here. From here, mostly says that it is going up. Okay, but then something to ponder about. Okay, it goes up and down. Seems like in a short while, just within like 1 month, go up and down in the very quick manner. But then the price is consolidating, and then recently it's going up. It's forming a good cup with handle without any prejudice. No buy or sell call. Seems like it's going up. And then the volume recently is also like quite, it's worth, for me, it's worth to wait, because if I saw the price volume analysis, there's one candle here. You see, there's a lot of selling pressure, and then the candle closed at zone 1. But overall, there's a lot of buying. I mean, the cup with handle, so I think it's going up. Yep. It
Alright,
looks bullish for me. Yep.
Thank you so much, Johnny. The next question is by David. Would you be able to look at and comment on VTROX?
VTROX.
Yeah, looks like a lot of requests to do live analysis.
VTROX VTROX from the first one, from the first point of view, I think it's forming a ascending triangle. If you can see, it's going up. Okay, I will be drawing the resistance at this line, because I want it to touches the most of the point. You see, it touches here, it touches here, okay, it touches here, it touches here. So when we're drawing a support resistance, the one I like is when it touches a lot of lines, then it will somehow form a solid resistance or solid support line. Okay, so if I were to draw, I think it's going up from the chart pattern analysis. But then this one is worth to put in the watch list. Okay, seems like it's going up. So we need to validate to see whether it's going up or not in the real case. Yep.
All right. Thank you so much, Johnny. The next question is by Arif. Can we do stock screening based on our own setup?
You mean on setup in the ETS, is it? Okay, let me answer this, Arif, before I clarify furthermore. Let me just explain. I interpret your questions and give a few I do a few assumptions. Okay, for the ETS, I think we cannot do any screening. But for me, when I want to do any fundamental analysis screening, so I use the KLSE screener. Okay, so for KLSE screener, let's just go to the website, KLSE screener. So how do I do the screening? Because there's a PE, there's a lot of fundamental analysis in it. There's a PE, ROE. So you can just state your criteria. For example, PE, I want it 5, between 5 and 20. ROE, I want between 15. Okay, dividend yield. Let's say I want dividend because the stock market is not so good at the moment. So let's say I want to collect counters with good dividend yield. Let's say I just go at 5. Okay, 5 is a bit too high. Let's go for the current fixed deposit. I just want it to overwin the current fixed deposit. Let's say I just put 3. Okay, so price to book value. If you have some analysis, if you have some numbers for it, if you want to try, can also put in. So these are normally the general ones that I have. Then I just click screen. So I have all this. So this is how I normally fundamentally use for the chart patterns. In terms of technical, as of now, I do not know that there's any software or any website that can help me to do with the technical analysis screening at the moment. But if you know, you can share with me also. Yep.
Yeah, but you can find screener on Bursa Marketplace. Yeah, Bursa Marketplace has their own screener. It's additional screener for you, huh?
Correct. Yep.
The next is yeah, so but Bursa Marketplace screener, I think is for fundamental screener, not the technical screener. Okay. The next question is by KS in reference to your company on red tone. Could it also be a double top? This is a follow-up question.
From Ko. Yep. For me, it doesn't seem like a double top at the moment, because if I want to see whether it's a double top, I need to see that it's falling. Now it's going up, down, up, but there's no down at the moment. There's no down at the moment. Let's say if the chart is falling down, let's say it falls down, then we can show there's a double top. But at the moment, no.
All right. In trading view, can we use screener?
Not that I'm aware of. Not. If I could recall, I think yes, there is. But not that I can remember. I think I need to play around and see whether there's a screener for that.
All right.
Sorry, I cannot answer that.
The next
Hafiz,
question is about, can you explain again how to synchronize the equity trading simulator?
Yeah, sure. I think just now when I mentioned the word synchronize, it okay. For hybrid, okay, hybrid. Okay, nice name. Okay, so okay, if you see that there's a green color here, okay, I go to the quote screen. Do you see that there's a small box, there's a green? I can actually categorize group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4. Okay, so let's say now for this intraday chart, I want to look at the performance of our FBM KLCI for today. And then I do not want to sync it with my quote screen. Okay, now let's say I just put it as group 1, which is red color. Okay, so I just click in FBM KLCI. There's no FBM KLCI here, is it? Okay, let's change another one. Imagine this. Okay. Okay, let's take one example. I have a okay. I just take FBM KLCI lah. Okay, for example, this one is FBM KLCI. I want to know the chart for today. The overall market whether it's good or bad for me to make decision. Okay, so if let's say this is FBM KLCI, I know that it's falling 5 points below, and then I also want to buy. Let's say I want to buy a stock. For example, I want to buy CTOS. Okay, so when I click on it, you see when I click on it, what changes is only the one with the green. The quartz green, the market depth, and also the order path. I try again. You see, nothing changes. Okay, so this is how we sync. This is for us, for example, I want to, if normally what I do with this is, for example, I want to buy a technology counter. I want to buy Vitrox. I want to buy Inari. I want to buy Penta. But I want to see overall today for the index, for technology index, is it performing or not? So if our technology index is going up, most probably I will be buying the technology counter. So this is how I do the comparison. If the intraday chart for technology index is going up, and then I want to buy any technology counter, I can just click and then I see the chart whether it's going up or down. When it's going up, I know that the market is very positive today, so I will buy it. So this is how I use it, and hopefully I answer your question, Hybrid.
All right, so looks like time has run out, so that will conclude our question and answer session. So let me take over screen sharing. So
Yep,
thank you
sure.
everybody for attending this session. So ladies and gentlemen, just heard from the founder of Gainvestor, who is Mr. Johnny Tiong.